Welcome to a Nonsense Wars train video on my 1:48 scale articulated spine car. I built it in 2017 and I hope to eventually make videos and instructions for most of my older trains, but unlike this one, many are complicated or use esoteric or unavailable parts. I made the model because I wanted a long train without a lot of magnets or couplers, as these were already getting expensive, and now the prices have really gone through the roof with no third-party substitute in sight. I actually originally wanted to build more recognizable and better-looking well cars, and I basically finished building a similar 5-unit set, but the design had structural issues that eventually forced me to give up. Under actual operating conditions, the containers would pop the bottoms out of the wells, and double stacking containers to make the cars look full made the problem worse. On top of that, and perhaps even worse, the low wells could catch on switch levers in certain track geometries. After mothballing the wells, I found out about spines, intermodal cars that can carry containers or trailers, effectively trading capacity for flexibility as they can't double stack. The actual model still doesn't have great structural integrity, since I couldn't make the load-bearing construction anything but studs up. Still, it won't break up while running, unlike the well cars, so that's an improvement. The lower capacity also means that a loaded spine car is lighter than a loaded well car, increasing speeds and reducing wear. Each articulated section can carry a 40-foot container or trailer, and the end sections can carry two shorter 20-foot containers as well. Unfortunately, I did not bother with a clever attachment mechanism. The containers stud onto the spines, and the studs sometimes come off with the containers if the joint is tight. The biggest modeling inaccuracy is probably the non-centered pivots. I could not find a way to make this work with R40 curves, though the dual pivot configuration does make for easier assembly and disassembly. I did not design the fancier 20-foot containers with the doors. They came from a very old issue of Rail Bricks magazine, and while they look nice, they are also a stud too long, so I mostly just use them to decorate the end sections. The plainer looking crates have paneled sides and a bit of roof detail, but I designed those specifically for simplicity and lightness. Jay designed the short trailer, and all the cargo pieces have nice logos or art that I cropped or made. Ultimately, the 1,500-piece spine car with containers is still pretty heavy simply due to its sheer size and length, but it should still be lighter than a quote-unquote proper train of the same length. Furthermore, articulation means it should have fewer axles and less rolling resistance. It makes a reasonable load for most dual motor engines, but smaller engines with fewer motors or less overall tractive effort can struggle. In the end, it does achieve my goal of making a long train with few rare parts, but I ironically don't run it much because of that length. On that note, this is the end of the video, so have a nice day.